Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is going to be going over a controversial change that we got in AQ3D. Before I go any further, if you guys enjoy this one, do me a favor and tap that like button, smash subscribe, and hit the notification if you want to stay up to date with all of my content. A lot of my viewers are not subscribers, so I really appreciate it if you can tap that subscribe button. Big thanks to my YouTube members who continue to support me in my effort to help the AE community. Also want to thank all of my viewers. Really appreciate you guys sticking around and watching my content. So let's get started with it. Recently, we got an update which provided us being able to purchase bag space. So you can get more inventory space, but you need to purchase it with dragon crystals. Now, this is a quality of life feature. This is something that should have been in the game since day one, technically, when you think about it, because AQ3D has always suffered from lack of inventory. So this is a quality of life change. However, this has also been a controversial topic, and the main reason why is not because of the convenience of having more inventory, but because of the price point. I reached out to the community to see what they thought about this, and I'll be getting to those responses in a moment. Before I do that, I want to compare a few things. So we have the original price for one bag slot is 200 dragon crystals, with the first time purchase for 10 being 500, which is a great deal. However, after spending 500 on 10 additional bag slots, you would be then spending 2,000 on every 10 bag slots after that, and this can go up to 200 more inventory over top of what you already have. Now in the bank I have 5 slots available, and if I were to purchase another one, it's going to cost 900 dragon crystals. Each slot provides 40. Now, keep in mind, this is a non-guardian account. I do not have guardianship on this account, so I don't have 60. If you are a guardian, you're going to be getting 60 slots. So where did they get this price point from? Most likely from AQ World. On AQ World, you can buy inventory space, bank space, or house space, and it costs 200 AC for one inventory slot. It also costs 2000 AC for 10 inventory slot. Does that sound familiar? Now keep in mind, you do get dragon crystals for free from both the daily chest as well as from ads. In the upgrades page on the Dragon Crystals section, you've got ads you can watch, which will also provide you with more dragon crystals. Every ad you watch, you're getting 4 dragon crystals, and if there's 12 ads available to watch every day, that's 48 dragon crystals that you're going to get every day, which means in just over 4 days, you could get an inventory slot for free. So while it's true that this is expensive, there are ways of obtaining free inventory. Another thing they should take into consideration when adjusting costs is regional pricing. Now, over the last year, they had to do some adjustments with the regional pricing because places like Brazil and other places, it was really cheap to buy things in AQ3D, and that is because of the whole currency exchange rate and everything. However, due to that, there were hundreds of third-party sellers. I'm going to use an example from Reddit. My friend bought membership and ACs for insane price on a third-party site. It was 3 months and 6,000 ACs for $18, or 12,000 ACs for 28 bucks. How is that legal? Most likely the vendor is Brazilian. They get everything half off on all their purchases. The prices are localized there. If you convert their Brazilian price to USD, you'll see it is half off. But this is only applicable for direct purchases made through the AQ World website, and you need a valid Brazilian payment method. Since it's only through this website and not through the Battle.on portal, a vendor would typically require your login details, which is unsafe and can lead to your account being banned. It is actually legal for users residing in the Philippines, as it is offered for Dragon Pay payment method for 12,000 AC, 12K ACs is $28. 3 months and 6K AC is $17.94. Another user said, I mean, I could even say I'll buy you 12,000 ACs if you give me 28 bucks. Then all I have to do is call my bank and charge back. I get back my money and $28 and you get banned. And that is why you don't use third-party sellers, because you're literally putting your entire account at risk. I'm from Canada, so the exchange rate for me isn't too bad, but I'm still spending a lot more than I would if I lived in the States. Now that we got some of the information out of the way, let's get to what some of the players are saying. I posted a poll on my YouTube channel. If you guys didn't get a notification for this, it's because you don't have your notifications on. Turn those notifications on and you'll get information when I post polls like this. So I asked the community what they felt about these things. Basically saying, recently AQ3D added inventory space you can pay Dragon Crystals for. With its current price point, if you watch mobile ads, you can unlock a new inventory slot every 4 days, roughly. So free players can unlock more inventory, but what are your thoughts? And I gave several different ideas, one of which was I will buy some or already did. 18% said yes, but 57% out of over 400 votes said it's too expensive. So this is a lot of people said it's too expensive. Who needs more inventory? I have plenty. 11% said they were fine with the inventory space they had, and 11% don't play AQ3D, with the 3% putting in others. Maybe I shouldn't have put that one. That actually might have thrown it off a little bit. But anyways, I have 1K DC that I collected from daily chests, and I ended up buying a pack of 10 slots for 500 DC just to make 100 bag slots. That's exactly what I think I'm going to do on my non-Guardian account. I don't usually leave my bag full of unnecessary things, neither do I. I don't plan on spending more DC in that. I think it's more useful to gather and buy space in the bank. With the pet helpers, you can carry the bank around with you. The pet helpers he's referring to is the bank ones. Where are they here? In the bank helpers. There we go. So there are 3 of these. Each one of them costs 2,000 dragon crystals, but you essentially are able to take the bank with you. This comes in really handy. Or if you want a pet to take you to the bank, it doesn't really do much. It literally just takes you to the bank. But, I mean, you could have that too. It's free. You just have to do this quest. Long story short, the vault costs 900 DC, 40 for standard, 60 if Guardian. The inventory, 500 initial, otherwise 2,000, and you only get 10. Anyone supporting this DC scam loses the capacity to complain about current or future item mechanics being expensive or pay to win access, because even at the 500 cost for 10, this is still way more expensive than the same amount of slots at the bank, let alone the 2,000 DC mark, which comes afterwards. I rest my case. I'm sorry, it costs 900 DC for 60 bank slots for me, but it costs 2,000 for 10 inventory slots, which sounds like a ripoff. The convenience of having more inventory space without having to go to the bank doesn't matter in a game where fast travel is incredibly convenient. It takes 2 seconds to warp to the bank, put things in. Absolutely too expensive, especially because we have bank pets. Those are a better investment for your DC. I want this game to have equipment, cosmetic loadouts more than anything else. And guess what, Sheepy McSheeperton? That's coming. We are actually going to be getting loadouts. This is something that has been talked about by devs on Twitter. I did cover that in a previous video. So yeah, that is definitely going to be coming. I really can't wait for loadouts. At least till you max out on vaults, using DC on inventory space is the worst way to be spending DCs at the moment. Like, why spend 800 DC for 4 slots when you can use the same amount for a full bank vault? 60 for upgraded players. 200 is too much. You get 50 space for 900 on the bank. That's a better deal any day. Bag slots only matter to me if we can save sets like in AQ World. That is going to be coming, so that's going to be, but that's good to know that it will tie in with that. Free inventory every 4 days isn't a bad thing, but I feel like they'd have to do more with the bank after that, which would make it feel redundant. I do think more inventory slots for free players is a great thing. As for paying for slots with Dragon Crystals feels pointless when the bank exists. Summary, this ultimately makes banks useless, as any item you really like from an event can now be stored, while free-to-play players can also have their inventory slots so their inventory doesn't get too full of useless quest items. After reading the comment section, the inventory space being paid is a huge issue due to how banks give 60. Inventory slots need to be cheaper than the bank slots, and I think raising the bank prices would just anger the community. Well, I don't agree with this. I don't think inventory slots should be cheaper than bank slots. It makes sense that they're more expensive, but I do understand why people are saying they are too expensive and needs. I mean, the majority of players are saying it is too expensive and they should be reduced. And considering the exchange rate around the world, it would make sense, especially considering that a vast majority of our players are not American. So it would be nice if they do reduce the price of the inventories to a price that would be affordable for people who live in the Philippines, in Brazil, in Canada, and other places where we don't have the luxury of American dollars. Too expensive compared to the cost breakdown for banks. 200 a slot is wild. Articulo, which I think he means Artix, needs to find ways to monetize certain aspects of the game to continue to bring out new content and major improvements. This game is very anti-pay to win, but the money needs to come from somewhere, which is true. It does. And I think this was part of that. And I do know that AQ3D does need enough money to be able to support the devs and to continue development, as well as the cost of the servers and other fees like that. So there are definite, they need to make sure they can raise a certain amount of money. And I think this was one of those options. But a friend of mine told me a story. He said, if you offer an apple at $5, people will buy it. But if you offer another apple, but only $2, more people will buy it because it's more affordable, so more people can buy it. Take it easy on the devs, guys. AQ3D is awesome and free. The guys need to make money too. I really hate to say it, but AQ3D fell off so hard. Can't even maintain a decent game anymore. Now they come out with this more inventory in your backpack, which literally costs more than the extra bank space you buy at the bank. Screw this game, I'm done. One last person said, sometimes daily treasure chest gives you free DC. It might take time, but it is affordable. So that's the feedback from the players. And after going over everything, I mean, I was comfortable paying the 200 DC for a bank slot or the 2000 for a bank slot. I was more than comfortable with that price point for myself. But as I've shown in this video, a lot of players were not comfortable with this price point. So it might be a good idea for the devs to sit down and analyze where the purchases are coming from, and if the purchases of the inventory spaces would increase if they reduced the price. I'd love to hear what you guys think about this topic. Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you guys made it this far into the video, post a secret word, dragon, into the comments. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.